Well, back to the results of the federal election now, and there's quite a few close contests still in play today. So let's take a look at where the numbers currently stand. Our chief election analyst, Tom Connell, joins me live now. Tom, so you've got some fresh data on the seat of Wills this morning.
Yeah, we do. This is one that the Greens are trying to win off Labor, basically trying to offset some of those losses we saw them have in Queensland. Well, the vote coming in here is not going to help them do that. So let's go to the seat of Wills here. You see just to the north, the inner north of Melbourne there. I want to look at two things here. First of all, we can see the lead here for Peter Connell. So you can see here 45,000, nearly 200. So he's in the lead by about 1,400 votes in total. That's the key when we get to this stage of the vote. And the vote that's coming in here in postal is what is going to get him over the line here. So we can see the postal vote that's come in so far, nearly 10,000 counted. Don't worry so much about the swing, but on those 10,000 votes, he's got a 3,300 lead. Now, there's going to be at least 5,000 still in the system, a few thousand after that. In other words, his lead of 1,400 or so will grow even bigger towards 2,000. There will be some better votes for the Greens in terms of absent vote, but they won't be able to make enough back, not on the sort of absent vote flow last time. So when we look at the seat of Wills, I'll just come up now. I think the computer system still had it as too close at the moment. It's gone from probable hold. We're saying that's a definite hold for Labor. So they've managed to fend off what's happened there for the Greens. The state of the House right now, this was before the election, of course, 78 Labor, 87. That'll tick over to 88 when our system gets that in. So who knows, heading towards the magic 90 figure that Tony Abbott managed to achieve. You can see 38 for the Coalition. They're still likely to get up towards with a 4 in front of them. So far, so far 0 for the Greens. Look, they're in the box seat in Ryan and a chance in Richmond. And, of course, Melbourne is the other big one. We don't know enough of those counts. So they're not going to stay on 0 in all likelihood, but it is a bit of a struggle for them in the House, even though they did a lot better in the Senate. And just an idea as well, there's a lot of votes not counted yet in some of these contests in terms of knowing who the final two are, Pete. Some really surprise results. So Monash could still be an independent in the final two. Bean is actually Labor versus an independent as well. Ryan obviously is that one I spoke about, the Greens trying to hang on to it. Bradfield is going to be a really close Teal contest as well. They can still win that. Flinders could be an independent, and Fremantle is an independent up against Labor. So these unprecedented number of independents getting in that final two has meant we're a little bit further back in some of these seats than we normally would be on the Monday after the election. Yeah,
so we covered a little bit on Goldstein this morning, Tom. How much is left to go on that one?
So on Goldstein, there are going to be at least 20,000 total postal votes on the numbers we've seen so far. All we know is there were 20,000 applications. We apply a bit of a rate to it. I think 20,000 is fairly conservative. Again, similar situation here to Wills, but not quite as far progressed. So you can see here, Tim Wilson is, for the moment, still just behind Zoe Daniel. Just behind, though. That's a tiny margin of, 40 votes or so right now. And again, what's going to happen on those postal votes is he will clearly get ahead. Why is that? Well, look at the postal vote flow that's happening so far. There we go. We're getting a bit of an issue there. I'll see if that might fix itself. So the postal vote so far, please say Goldstein. There we go. All right. 6,300 to 3,400. So he's caught up 3,000 votes in about half of what's been counted so far. In other words, he's going to move well ahead. Now, we're a bit cautious because sometimes the early postal votes flow really strongly and then it moves back. I want to see a batch or two more and see how big his lead is. Zoe Daniel can make up about 600 votes on the rest of the vote, absent and so on, so he needs a decent lead to be assured of it, but he's in the box seat right now.
OK. Tom Connell, you are the best, man. We'll talk to you soon.